beats.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Kennedy, joined tonight by the man himself, Jay Lonzo. Jay, you're in the chat. How are we doing?
I feel amazing.
Yeah?
That's a little bit of an exaggeration. I feel good. How are you feeling? Let me guess.
No, yeah.
There it is.
However, before we do get started talking about the game tonight, talking about some other stuff, let's do the attendance. Let's do roll call. Shout out to Brog, Lori, Daniel, KG Baseball, Dirt Bike Nation, Benji, Country Life. He's living that country life. Alex, Victor Diehard Yankees fan Perez. That's his official legal middle name. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Shout out Jay Lonzo.
Oh,
he's pretty cool.
I feel like, is that the guy that knows Door's cousin or something like that?
He might. He might. I guess we'll ask him later on.
Okay.
Shout out Aaron, Futai, Michael, Alexander, who else? Kevin. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Sorry if I forgot anybody. Listen, I kind of before we do talk about the game tonight, I talked to Jalen before we went live tonight. I said, you know what? I'm not wearing a hat tonight for the first time in a while. And I was like, I'm not going to mention anything. I want to see like if chat notices. I see 3 comments so far. No hat Pat. Where's the other one? No hat Pat. Yeah. So tonight's no hat Pat. There we go.
Literally less than, I'd say 45 seconds.
Yeah, less than 45 seconds. Listen, it happens. Sometimes you got to go no hat. Sometimes you just got to feel
We should have put money on how long that would have taken.
We should have. I would have easily bet the under. Like if we put the over under at like a minute, I'm betting under every
Yeah, you
single
probably
time.
would have taken my money.
But yeah, the Yankees are still currently playing the Phillies. Yeah, top of the 8th. I guess we'll break down some of what has gone on thus far. DJ went 2 for 3. Judge, first of all, let's hit the pause button on Judge. Bro, this dude hit an absolute nuke. Like, I think I saw the ball go through my window. Like, there's no way that was 440. I'm sorry. There's no way that was 440.
I think that's one of those things where, like, we're in a weird stadium and, like, it might hit something that stops its trajectory. And so, like, they just say, okay, it hit this, which is 440 feet away. And we don't have, like, all of our real equipment to measure how far it really went. Which, by the way, I have no idea how they measure that stuff. Especially so quickly.
Literally how?
No clue how within 10 seconds of a ball being hit, that went 427 feet. Like, what? I know it's a guess, but still, like, it doesn't make sense.
When I was younger, I thought they had, like, someone out there, like, measuring, like, from the wall to the ball. I'm like, damn, that guy does it quick.
Yeah, no, it makes zero sense to me. I don't even understand how, like, radar guns work. Like, you just point it, and it's like, oh, like, how do you know what you're pointing at? It doesn't make sense to me.
Bro, I have no idea.
Somebody in the chat tell me how radar guns work, because I
don't know. Bro, how do they get like spin rate and stuff?
Well, that's just like a ridiculous
like
level.
Bill Nye the Science Guy out here.
Yeah, I think those are like more like high speed cameras that can like slowly watch how many times it spins, but it does it like really quickly. That's not my area of expertise.
Glaber hit a bomb too. I mean, today was just the day of bombs, I guess. He had 2 walks too. Glaber's looking good. Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm expecting a big year out of Glaber this year.
I am too, and I think the fact that the Yankees had the opportunity, even though some people might have said there was no real interest in Lindor or like an Andrelton Simmons, they had an opportunity to knock him off the shortstop position, and they didn't. Whether that's
Yeah.
because they didn't like the potential deal out there, or Andrelton Simmons wanted too much money, and they wanted to make sure that DJ came back. Whatever the reason is, he's our shortstop, and I think that he knows what comes with that. What comes with being the Yankees shortstop. He saw it with Didi. Everyone knows about how that went with him replacing Jeter and now stepping into big shoes. Yada yada yada. But I think now he knows how big of a responsibility it is. He's talked about how he's focused on his nutrition, and I loved hearing that. Like when he gets late night cravings, his wife is like, "No, like, eat some salad or like drink a bottle of water." So I love it. I love that he looks really healthy. His swing looks good. He's made a lot of nice plays at short, so I'm excited.
You listen, speaking of like late night snacks, usually like when I'm up like late at night, like editing or something, I'm going for like a bag of like sweet potato chips, right? Past couple nights, you know what I've gone for?
What's
An
up?
orange.
Dude, oranges not only do
So underrated.
they quench your thirst and they keep you full.
Bro, they're fun to eat.
That's what I'm saying. They're not fun to peel. Not gonna lie.
No,
Don't
no.
love peeling it.
No, do they sell unpeeled? I mean, peeled oranges. Not unpeeled.
Those are just oranges.
No, they have to sell peeled oranges.
They do sell. They're like dried though, I think.
Okay, wait.
I've never seen.
You were in like the New York City school system, right?
I was.
Did they give you guys like the oranges, but they were like half peeled? Like they were easy to peel. Does that make sense to you?
I don't think so. I don't remember getting oranges. Maybe in like elementary.
They're called like cuties or something.
You mean like no? I don't think so. Are you talking about like tangerines, like smaller versions of oranges?
Maybe.
Halos.
But like I remember
know.
them being like easy to peel. I have no idea. I don't know. But moving.
Yeah. Oh, you can get like the ones that come in a cup, I guess.
Oh no, those are gross. Oh my! Are
I'm
we
saying
talking
those
about
are
like
they gave those?
No, I know, but those are gross. Like the fruit cups with like the syrup. It's like
it's juice. What do you mean?
Yeah, but it's like syrupy.
Well, it's very highly processed. Like it's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, no, it's nasty. But
that's not like good for you at all.
Moving on to the pitching side of things tonight. Michael King had an absolutely atrocious night. Now, if he was looking to make the roster, this was probably the last performance you would want to see. 2 1/3, 7 earned runs. This might be his worst performance as a Yankee ever.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think Michael King is a big fan of Trevor Bauer. So I think tonight he was probably trying to pitch with one eye closed.
Yeah.
I don't think it worked out too well. That's just my guess. But no, he had no command of his off speed. His two seam looked pretty good. Like his two seam sinker, I did like it. The umpire squeezing him a little bit on some pitches, but yeah, he just did not look very good. But he's gonna be one of those guys where like we're just gonna have to suck it up that he's gonna probably make like 5 starts this year. He's gonna probably give us some innings out of the bullpen just because it's one of those weird times where we have guys recovering coming off of a 60-game season. So with Garrett Cole being our only guy who's going to probably go over 200 innings. And not only that, we have Corey Kluber, who's coming off an injury, hasn't pitched in over a year. Jameson Taillon coming off an injury, hasn't pitched in over a year. Jordan Montgomery they're still trying to build him up. I think he could get close to 200 innings, but not overtake or go over 200 innings. Then when Sevy comes back, he's coming off an injury, and Domingo Germán hasn't pitched in over a year. So Michael King, Sessa, Davey, probably Chacin, all those guys are going to give you
your boy Chacin.
My boy Chacin, he's going to have his chance. And then when you have Clark Schmidt coming back healthy, he's going to be in there. It's going to be by committees, and we're just going to have to accept that.
Yeah, I mean, like speaking of bullpen arms, Loizaga also pitched today. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. Pretty solid performance. He's had a pretty solid spring thus far. I mean,
no, he looks good.
Looking at his stats, I believe he has a pretty solid ERA too. 1.35. Yeah, he's had a really solid spring. I think the only issue with Loizaga though is you know how the Yankees had him go 3 innings tonight. I don't want to see him going that many innings in the regular season because I feel like that's when he always falters. Like I feel like after 2 innings, like Loaisiga's done, and Boone just like throws him out there, and then he ends up giving like a game-tying home run, and that's how it
Yeah.
always ends up going. I think Loaisiga's good as like a 1 inning guy, 2 max, and
Yeah.
I understand, like you said, like Kluber and Tyone, even Herman, they haven't pitched in just about 2 years, so the Yankees are going to be relying very heavily on the bullpen to kind of piggyback those guys later on in games. Can't see them going more than like 5 innings in their first few starts. But I don't want to see Loaisiga be drained like 3 innings every time he
Yeah.
comes out. I just don't want to see it.
And I think the Yankees are starting to maybe not realize that he's more of a traditional reliever, because I think they do still believe he can give you length if you need it. But just seeing them put him in some high leverage situations last year showed that they know his stuff plays better when he's 1 to 2 innings max.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that we have a lot more depth this year, hopefully Britton comes back, no issues. This new guy, Lukey, whatever his
Licky.
name is, Licky. There you go. Third time's a charm. And then on top of that, Nick Nelson looks like he's gonna just be the next Chad Green. Like that guy is disgusting. I know Brandon was big on him early, so I love the depth that we've started to build in this bullpen. We still have some younger guys coming up through the minors that needs to develop a little bit more command. So the future looks bright for our back end of the bullpen arms.
I'd agree. Yeah, as far as pitching goes, that's kind of like the staples of tonight. I know Tyler Lyons is in the game right now. He's kind of had like an underrated spring. Like he has a 1.59 ERA, especially if Wilson's going to be out a significant period of time. It's possible we see Tyler Lyons at the major league level at some point this year too. I mean, the Yankees are familiar with him. They're clearly somewhat high on him if they decide to bring him back again. So I guess we'll keep an eye on Tyler Lyons too. I guess I know someone commented on our video today, the one about like Justin Wilson injury update. And they were like, I don't know why everyone keeps sleeping on Tyler Lyons. And I'm like, shit, like, I guess I've kind of been sleeping on him too.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a guy that I'm not too big on just because, I don't know, there's nothing really that stands out about him, but I guess he's one of those guys that kind of just like gets you outs weirdly.
Yeah.
And I think the Yankees really like him. Maybe it's something with his spin rate or something, but the Yankees do really like him. So he will be up at some point. I don't know if he breaks camp with the team. We'll see how we'll see the severity of Wilson's injury. I don't know what's kind of.
I
like
still don't trust the news right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we're kind of in that weird limbo period where like they're telling us he's fine, but there's nothing that indicates that he's going to be. Yeah, and there's nothing that's going to say he's going to be on the opening day roster. So we'll wait and see.
Yeah. Matt Finch, legend, says, I think the 440 was the number of fans who lost limbs trying to catch it, or the number of cars he demolished in the parking lot with that ball. So, I mean, it's a possibility either way. Swainer says, what do you think the roster pans out as? Who gets the last 2 bench spots? Right now, if I was a betting man, I'd probably say Talkman and Wade. As much as that's not what we wanted entering spring training, I think that's what we're going to get.
I do have an interesting perspective on this, and my math might be a little bit off, just because I haven't like sat there and written out like 1 through 26. But Boone did talk about how they're only going to go with 5 starters, right? So if they go with Herman as number 5, then Davey's going to start the year at the alternate site or in AAA. So if they go with only 5 guys, right, it's a possibility that they may do 14 or 12 pitchers and 14 position players. I don't think they will, because I think pitching is a little bit more of a need to have a deeper area.
Especially like we mentioned with like Kluber, Tyone, and Herman.
Right. So I think this is a stretch, but I did see the idea floated around, and it wasn't by like some random Twitter people. I know Brian Hoke spoke about it and a couple other guys, but it's a small possibility they could go 14 position players and maybe have Mike Talkman make the team, Tyler Wade make the team, and also have a Jay Bruce spot on there, and only do this for maybe the first couple weeks of the season or first month or so, just because things might iron themselves out. There might be an injury, and at some point when you start needing that pitching depth, then you cut loose Jay Bruce, or you find a trade partner for Mike Talkman. So that's another possibility, just so that they can extend their time when they have to make that decision. So we'll see. I mean, you can manipulate service time, and they have a lot of options. So
Yeah. Swainer says, I feel like a really smart move would be trade Talkman for a utility infielder like Nico Goodrum or someone else, and then giving Bruce the last roster spot with Goodrum and option Wade. Why would the Tigers give up Nico Goodrum for Talkman, though? That's my question. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't.
Like, I don't think the Tigers would either, which is maybe if you want to like deal Talkman and a couple maybe a prospect attached to it, but I just don't see that deal happening really. It wouldn't make too much sense for the Tigers. Daniel says, radar stands for radio detection and raging. They work by sending radio waves to detect and monitor moving objects. Essentially, the gun transmits radio waves that bounce off moving. The waves will then echo back to the receiver of the radar gun.
Why didn't you explain it to me like I'm 5?
No, literally, bro. Like I'm reading that, I'm kind of like, I'm getting PTSD from high school. Like I feel like I'm like back in like a science class, and I'm like doodling on my notebook. Like I'm sorry.
No.
I
have one of my classes that I'm in now, psychology research methods 2, and I literally sit in that class and just go like this.
I probably would too, but psychology's not that bad.
No, it's not. But this is probably the only class. It's a 2-part class, and this is the only class that I've like been completely entirely lost in, because it has nothing to do with psychology. It's all about just like APA citations and like stuff like APA that, like looking up, like journaling and all that stuff, and like looking at other studies. And
it's like a lot of Chicago reading. Style.
Yeah, but barely.
It's weird.
We don't really have to do Chicago.
It's weird. Food Size says Pat likes oranges. Where's Sean or Brian and say they haven't ate oranges? Those two are so uncultured. How
do you never? What do you mean?
Brian has never had Chick-fil-A.
No, I remember that. Yeah.
Like, and he's never ridden a bike.
Okay, that's hard to believe.
Like, no, like that's what I'm saying. Like, uncultured at its finest.
What can you do?
When is Wilson coming back? According to the Yankees, a few days. According to my mind, probably never. Like, just knowing how the Yankees go.
I think he'll be fine.
He'll be all right.
But here's the thing. He came back. He came into spring a little late, so this injury makes sense. Like, he was probably building up a little too quickly. So this is probably good that this happened now rather than a more serious injury happening later in the season. So let him build himself up correctly. Maybe he'll be out a little bit longer than he needs to be, just so that he can build up properly.
I'd agree. Mookie the GOAT 2021 says, so hypothetically, if Juan Soto were to be a free agent at age 26, he was to sign with the Yankees, do you DH him or do you allow him to play the outfield? If so, where? I don't know when Juan Soto is going to become a free agent. We're looking years ahead at this point, but I guess you would have him play the field, right?
He'd be a free agent in 2026, no? 2027, maybe?
Probably 2025?
Maybe, yeah, you're right, because he was 19 in 2019.
Yeah.
Listen, Juan Soto, first of all, is probably going to cost like $600 million. Like,
especially if he keeps up at this pace.
Yeah,
but we're talking like a ridiculous number.
He's like 22 years old, and he's already in the conversation as being the second best hitter in baseball.
But I feel like he doesn't get enough respect.
He doesn't. That's the crazy part. People's like I saw. Okay, I understand the debate between him and Fernando Tatis, just because the only reason I understand it is because Tatis is a shortstop. If they were both outfielders or equally good at the same position, I'm taking Juan Soto.
Wait, Jalen, I hate to interrupt you, but you know, I was just like hyping up Tyler Lyons for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know why.
He just gave up 4 runs. His ERA for the spring is now at 7.5. So he just raised it 6 points in the matter of 5 minutes. So,
I told you he's not a guy that I'm very.
Yeah. So I was trying to hype up Tyler Lyons because he entered the game, but like, all right, there you go, Tyler. You just proved your worth. Let's see, what do we got? Brandon back tomorrow. Let's go. Wow, that's a first. That's a
Country
first.
Country Life and Brandon is a duo that I understand. I understand. I get it.
You know, Brand's got those Android vibes. What do we got? Just got Noti. CJ just got the Noti. Let's go.
Let's go.
Round of applause. Bro, I get a notification for the stream like once a month. Literally once a month.
I just got a
Um,
response from the music video that we were just talking about, the rap video.
oh, did you?
He said hashtag baseball bars. I
Baseball
don't
bars.
know how to feel about that.
Um, Pat, are you worried about the bullpen? Um, right now, no. But if Wilson's going to be out for a significant amount of time, yes. Only because who reminded me of this yesterday? I think Sean did. But the Yankees are going to be without Chapman for the first 2 games of the season too because of the suspension. So who's going to be the closer? Chad Green?
I'd probably say Darren O'Day would step.
You think?
I think he's had experience closing before, and I think if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I believe he. No, I don't think he was the closer in Atlanta. Was he? Am I off on that?
I think he might have closed in Baltimore a little bit.
Maybe. I'm not
I'll
sure.
look it up.
Either way, I think he's probably the most um, likely option to close. Chad Green is a very big possibility. I just think that they want to keep Chad Green in highest leverage situations, and that might not be closing. So if there's a situation in
Yeah.
the 7th inning where he needs to come in and save the game there, they'll probably go to him in that situation, and then give a guy like Darren O'Day the ninth. Nick Nelson is a sleeper option to maybe close. I doubt that they'll give him the job for the first 2 games just because he's still young. He's never closed at the major league level. But yeah, I don't look too much into it. Hopefully, we win by 10 runs both games, and we don't have to worry about it. So
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he didn't close at all with the Braves, but over like his very long tenure with the Orioles, he had like a
a few here
handful
and
of
there.
saves. Yeah,
Yeah,
a few each season.
makes
But
sense.
let's see what we got.
Also, I want to kind of dispel this whole notion that people kind of think that the Yankees have some. Like I've been seeing a lot today on Twitter, maybe because of this game, that the Yankees have a bullpen problem. I don't know where that's
I
all
think
of a
that's
sudden
just
coming
stemming
from.
from the Britton injury and then the Wilson injury. I think people are just kind of like going into full panic mode.
I guess, but this is whatever. I guess people are going to be scared, and
Yeah, I'm not too stressed out about it, to be
yeah,
honest.
we're in.
Um,
We're a week away from the season. Our guys will be fine.
Yeah. Bright says, I'd rather have Canely because Ottavino is aging and he's coming off a terrible 2020 season. Also, Tommy Canely is very still solid in the bullpen. The Yankees have neither. So there's that.
I
I'm still kind
also
of disappointed that they didn't they signed on Bowman to do that like 2-year deal kind of rehab thing, but they
yeah.
didn't do it for Canely, which is weird.
I
Like for a
think
little bit of
Canley.
extra money.
I think Canley wanted a little bit more. I think people sometimes get this idea in their head that like the Yankees or whatever team, oh, they didn't re-sign this guy. Like, what were they doing? He could have just re-signed this guy. Maybe they didn't want to be re-signed. Maybe Tommy Canley wanted to be a Dodger. Like,
Yeah.
it's a high possibility. I know
I
he's
doubt
from
it
New
though.
York. Like, I just don't know. I can't blame the Yankees for not re-signing him just because I'm not sure. But I don't necessarily want to just assume that he's going to come back and be the Tommy Kenley of old. So I just I don't
Sure.
want
No,
either both of
it's a
those
fair
guys to move.
argument.
I like our bullpen. Where's everybody relax? Like our bullpen is fine. Justin Wilson will be back in a couple of weeks. Zach Britton will be back when he's healed. He's going to be fine. Like Darren O'Day is
Yeah.
a consistent guy. Chad Green is consistent. Nick Nelson's a stud. Chapman looks disgusting as ever. We're fine. Like
Beautiful man. Beautiful man.
everyone relax.
Julio has a little trivia question for us. Hey,
Okay.
Pat, Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. were the first father-son duo rostered as players on the same team in the same season. Second father-son combination rostered as players was found later on which team together?
I didn't know there was a second.
I didn't know there was a second either.
I don't know.
Wait, why do I feel like I should know this?
I feel like it's one of those things that like ESPN used to put up in Sports Center.
No, right? I feel like Brandon definitely gave us this. God. Matt says,
not the fielders. The fielders are too far apart.
no, they're way too far apart. Matt says going 5-man is a mistake. Do you want the innings to go to Devi or to shorten the outings of the other 5 with Loizaga? That's kind of what I'm saying. It's like I thought a 6-man rotation to start the season for like maybe the first few months, like it would have been really solid. But I don't know why they decided not to go that route.
I really like the idea of a 6-man rotation. But I trust the Yankees have a plan. I don't think just because they're going 5-man means it's going to be a traditional 5-man.
Yeah.
Guys will be sent back and forth as they do every year. Service time will be manipulated. The traffic or whatever it's called, the taxi squad will be used. So we'll see a lot of guys getting starts this year. It's not just going to be whatever 5 cracks the opening day roster.
Yeah, I'd agree. Let's see. Benji says, how is Wade and Cole talking if the game is still happening? Benji, during spring training, they do press conferences mid-game. They've been doing that
like
for
the
a while.
4th inning, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like once they come out, they just do a press conference. Also, why is Wade always talking to the media? Am I the only one that realizes this?
It makes no
But
sense.
I think we talked about this last time. Like, as a bench guy, Wade talks to the media like more than anybody else. I think
more than Judge.
No, literally. I feel like we hear more Wade press conferences than Judge. It blows my mind. What type of leadoff hitters do you like? The power guys like Acuna or Springer, or a contact guy like LeMahieu? That's a good question.
Do you want me to answer this?
I mean, for me, I would say like a guy like LeMahieu. But I feel like you're gonna go the other way.
No, I think I like a guy kind of in the middle. I love an Acuna type guy. I don't know. I feel like this is tough because those are not the greatest examples of like power leadoff guys. I'd love a guy like Springer who can get on base and maybe pop one, but I love really fast leadoff guys, and I know that's like my one kind of knock on DJ is like if he gets on and lead off the game, like maybe he doesn't score on a ball in the gap from Judge. Like I don't know. It's very picky and like it's nitpicking. But
what about Judge leadoff?
I'd love Judge as leadoff. I'd say our leadoff hitter to me should be Aaron Hicks. I know he's not that fast, but he's faster than DJ, and he's a good base runner, and he gets on base so much. And he doesn't even hit that high of average. So imagine if he got a little bit more consistent, and he gets so many more balls to hit if he hit in front of Judge, I think, than Stanton because Stanton has more holes in his swing. But anyways, I do think Judge would make a really good leadoff hitter. I think DJ would be the perfect 2-hitter.
I would probably agree, but I think I would maybe put Hicks leadoff.
That's what I'm saying. I think Hicks should be our leadoff hitter. DJ LeMahieu should be our 2-hitter, and Judge should be our 3-hitter. I just think the amount that Aaron Hicks gets on base and with the control that DJ has of his bat, that opens up so much more room for possibilities of like hit and runs, first and third situations. Then you bring up Judge, who has 2 guys on. Like I like it so much more.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
PTR Limited says, "What's wrong with Dietrich? Should we call him?"
I actually already spoke to him.
I figured. Yeah, you guys are close.
He's doing fine. I think Derek Dietrich's probably going to get one of those minors deals and be on our alternates. I do.
I could see that happening. I could see it happening.
Yeah, I think he wants to be a Yankee, and I don't really think he's going to get a job anywhere else.
Yeah. Do you think Chapman should have taken his suspension when he first got it, or do what he did? What was the original suspension? 5 games?
I think it was 4 or 5.
I mean, I think that he was probably better off fighting it and just getting 2, because I think they lowered it to 2, right?
They did. And I mean, reliever suspensions or pitcher suspensions are dumb because we might not need him for the first 2 games. So he could serve his suspension. We win by 10 runs, like I said, and he's back on the 3rd game of the series to save a 3-0 win by the Yankees.
Oh, Swainer has a really good comment. I talked about this yesterday. I feel like re-signing Gardner was so pointless. Now we have Talkie and Gardy, who are the same exact player on the bench, and it makes no sense. They're the same player. Why would you split their time? Also, if you don't re-sign Gardner, there's no craziness going on right now. You could easily carry both Bruce and Talkman and have no issues.
I don't think they would do that. Yeah, they would.
Yeah, why not?
Because then they could put Wade on there as well, or Dietrich.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you need an infielder,
unless you do Dietrich and Wade, but I think Bruce might be their option over Dietrich.
No, yeah, it would probably be, but either way, you'd have room for that. But I don't know. I'm not as mad about the whole Gardy thing. I think at this point right now, I do think Gardy is a better player than Talkman. But I'm also it's recency bias just because Talkman had such a bad 2020.
Yeah, I'd probably disagree, but
I mean, I think once this year comes and we see Talkman come back to form a little bit, we'll probably realize that he is the better player.
Yeah. Steve Cishek is a free agent now. Should we go get him? Astros just released him. If the Astros released him, that means that he's probably not doing too fantastic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, also all the people calling for like signing like D-Rob or Shane Green, keep in mind that these guys aren't going to probably be ready until about mid-April. So they're definitely not even going to be ready for opening day.
Which when we're going to get our guys back.
Exactly.
So I just don't understand why there's such a – maybe I'm missing something. There is such a big panic about our bullpen right now. Yeah. And I don't get it. We pitched terribly today.
Panic City.
It's spring training. It's spring training. We're not. Alex, most of these guys are not even on the roster. Sorry,
Caitlin. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be
because I've seen it a lot. Like I've seen a lot of really upset fans about our bullpen today.
But like I've seen so much like Yankee fan interaction in my time. I just don't get fazed by overreactions anymore. Like I'll just let them overreact and just do what they do the best. Alex Trivia. What was the first name the Yankees ever had? I know this because of Brian, the New York Highlanders.
It's true. Very true.
Yep. Love to see it. Let's see. What do we got? Judge strikes out too much to lead off.
That's a fair point. It
is a fair point.
I don't hate that point.
But that's why I'd kind of go Hicks lead off.
I agree.
Hicks lead off. But the Yankees did that for a good amount of time too. And then once DJ came, they're like, DJ, you're the leadoff hitter now. And
it made sense because DJ was like just abusing baseballs at the leadoff spot. So why take him out of a position that he's successful in?
Yeah.
But man, I just think our lineup would be maybe not that much better. I just think it would improve if you had Aaron Hicks leading off. By the way, not only does he get on base, he always gives a good at-bat. I feel like every time you look at Aaron Hicks, he's 3-2.
Oh, I know. It's stupid. But I feel like Judge does the same thing too.
I agree, and I think that's why I think your best hitter, who has been DJ for the past 2 years, should hit 2. Always, your best hitter should always hit in the 2 spot. And the guy with the most bat control should hit in the 2 spot, and that's DJ by a landslide. Especially because he doesn't have speed. Like a guy like Ichiro had a lot of bat control, but he was one of the fastest players ever. So it made sense why he hit leadoff. He also got on base a ton. So yeah. But I mean, none of this is ever going to happen. Judge is our 2-hitter until he is not a Yankee anymore or retires. So
I'd agree. Daniel has his own lineup formation here. 1 Judge, 2 DJ, 3 Hicks, 4 Voit, 5 Stanton, 6 Torres, 7 Frazier, 8 Urshela, 9 Sanchez. I wouldn't hate that. It's out there, but I wouldn't hate it.
I have a thing about catchers hitting 9th that I really dislike.
Really? So where would you put Sanchez? 8? Put Gio 9?
8. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I would have Clint 9. I think Clint at 9 is a nice little change of pace.
Your 9 hitter is going to have over 30 home runs.
That's my point. I think that's why I loved when Glaber was the 9 hitter. Not because they take – I don't think pitchers like – if you're a great hitter, it doesn't matter where you are in the lineup. A pitcher is going to know. But I think for some reason, like when a guy like Glaber or Clint hits 9th, pitchers almost just like take an at-bat off. And that's why a guy like Glaber can hit, 38 home runs or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
38 something home runs. Like I think Clint is I think Clint's going to hit 9th a lot this year. But I just really don't like catchers hitting 9th. It just, especially Gary, he strikes out too much. I like flipping the lineup over evenly.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of Armando Alvarez?
It sounds like a relief pitcher somewhere.
No, apparently he is what position does he play? He plays third base. He's currently in the game. I have never heard of this man in my entire Yankees career.
Is he a Yankee?
Yes, he's on the
Yankees. He got a hit. He got a hit today.
No, I know why.
RBI single.
Bro, but where do these guys come from? Just like Max McDowell? I've never heard of that guy before spring.
Well, a lot of those guys are just single A, double A guys that we will never hear about.
I guess.
But
Swainer says, I just feel like a bench with Higgy, Wade, Talkman, and Bruce is better and more versatile than Higgy, Wade, Gardy, Talkie. I would agree. I would definitely agree, but I also think the Yankees love Brett Gardner, so there's nothing we could really do about it. It sucks, but it's true. Futai says, is Britton coming back in May or June? I think June, right? That's what they're saying.
I think June is the safe bet, especially if the team is performing well. I don't think they want to rush him back. The main objective, obviously, we want to win the division. We want to have the best record in baseball. All that stuff is nice. But we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to have home field probably for the first round, whatever that first round is. Hopefully. The AL is not as strong as it once was. Fingers crossed there's no like crazy sneaky teams this year that like no one ever expected. But the main objective is to get to October with everyone healthy. That includes our bullpen. That includes our newly acquired starting rotation. That includes our star power. And all that is having them healthy for October.
Wait, pause. I don't know if it's just me, but like
What?
you're staticky like crazy right now.
You okay?
No, like talk.
Hello, my name is Jay.
Okay, you're not staticking now. Chat, let me know if it was just me that was hearing it or if you guys were hearing the static too. But it sounded like you were like in like a tunnel. No, yeah, Mike went crazy, glitching.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, you
Can
were
you hear me
going
now?
crazy for a second. No, now you're fine. Brandon
Okay.
hacking. No, bro, it literally sounded like you were a robot. Yeah.
Well, I don't
good
want
now,
to. I don't want to dispel the notion that I might be a robot.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap things up tonight.
Yeah,
no,
but I'm just saying everyone should be healthy for October. So don't get mad when guys are getting days off in August. Like it is what it is.
Yeah. RoboCop, Dead or Alive, you're coming with me. I've never seen that. That's a movie, right? RoboCop?
RoboCop is a movie.
Never seen it. Hot take Prime, I believe he means Guardy.
Garda.
The perfect one-hitter. Garde. Ooh,
I do. That's a good point.
Garde.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
I do think Guardy was a really nice one. Nice, I guess, is a nice word to use. Yeah, I mean, sure. He's a cool little nice leadoff hitter. I hated when we had Guardy 1, Ellsbury 2.
Bro, that
And
was okay. So
who was
it
even the three-hitter at that time?
I have no Brian McCann, maybe.
Oh, that was so
Right?
tragic.
It was like Gardner. No, it was like who was the two? Gardner was one, Ellsbury was two, and then
Sometimes
you have like
they switched it.
McCann, Beltran, and then
Chase Headley. Oh, that was so bad.
Oh, God, jeez.
Vernon
and
Wells.
Bro, that team still did pretty decent. They won like 85 games.
Yeah.
Let's see, 12-10. They're making a comeback. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Don't
Keep your eyes peeled.
Peeled
Butterdog.
Oranges.
Butterdog. Have you ever seen Butterdog?
I want you to think about what you just asked me, and then think about the person that you know me to be, and then
You've never seen Butterdog. You know, like the meme. It's like dog with the butter on it, and it's just like a golden retriever, and he has like a piece of butter on his head. You've never seen it, Jalen. Okay, moving on. Wild lineup: 1 Frazier, like Springer; 2 LeMahieu, 3 Judge; 4 Stanton; 5 Voit; 6 Torres; 7 Sanchez; 8 Hicks; 9 Urshela. Might be a stretch, but Frazier makes me think of Springer for some reason.
Leave this up. I don't like this at all.
I don't like Frazier.
I like the middle part. I like LeMahieu, Judge, Stanton, Voit, Torres. I like Torres in the 6th spot. Yeah, I don't like Sanchez at 7. I think I could like this lineup if you moved. If you want to have Clint lead off, right? Because I guess that's like the idea that you're going here. If you want Clint to lead off, I need Gary hitting 8th, Gio hitting 7th, and I need Hicks at 9. Hicks is like the 9 spot is our second leadoff hitter. I don't like Hicks in 8. That's a weird spot for him.
Yeah, I'd probably agree.
Yeah.
Let's see. Frazier, it's for power, 280 to 290, speed, gets on base, etc. Yeah, I still don't see it.
He's an RBI guy, man. I want him up when there's guys. Oh, the Yankees tied the game. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Season back on. Let's go.
Season back on.
In your opinion, out of anyone on the Yankees or just in general MLB baseball, who do you think would be the counterpart of the OG Avengers? Like, for example, Frazier's Captain America, etc. I'm going to be honest. I don't know who's a part of the Avengers. But if we're just doing like,
I know who Butterdog is, but you don't know who the Avengers.
I mean,
are?
all right, like Captain America, Superman,
Super.
What?
Just move on, bro.
No, all right, wait. Captain America.
Sure.
Okay, bang. Superman's not.
Superman is not an Avenger.
Um, Hulk.
Yes,
Okay. Iron Man.
that's correct.
That's all. That not Batman.
Not
No,
Batman. No.
no.
Spider Man. Spider
Oh,
Man.
Spider-Man. Okay,
Spider Man's in
Okay,
there.
how
Black
many?
Panther.
I don't know who
No.
that is. No,
Doctor.
I heard of the
Listen.
movie. I've
Listen.
never seen it though.
Get somebody's like Thor. Like you're missing a lot of people,
Oh,
man.
okay. I've just never seen them. Okay, so Thor, obviously Noah
Ant
Syndergaard.
Man. There's a lot, dude. That
Captain
you're.
America, Mike Trout. Okay. Hulk, John Carlos Stanton.
Oof. I feel like there's some. Okay, whatever. Sure.
Spider-Man, Mookie Betts.
I like that a lot.
Um,
We're not gonna go through all of the Avengers cast. We'll just go
is
through
there a
like the
lot?
main. There's a lot of
I
people.
thought
on
there
the
was like
Avengers.
5.
There's like 5 main guys, but
You know what I'm
I think
thinking of? Fantastic Four.
well, Superman was not in
No,
Fantastic
but
Four.
like that's what I'm picturing in my head. Whatever.
You're okay. Do you know who Hawkeye is? The guy with the
No.
Okay, whatever. Just go back and watch the movies, man. Actually, I
So
don't
sorry.
think. I think Spider-Man was. He wasn't like an original Avenger. He was like recruited by Iron Man.
He was recruited.
Have you not watched any of the?
No, not one. I've never watched a superhero movie in my life. Only, bro, I just don't have the attention span. And also, like,
It's not.
when they make so many, it's like I'm not starting from scratch. Like,
But
I'm not watching the whole series.
they're all so good.
But I'm
like-
not into like action movies like that.
Have you ever seen any of the movies? Like maybe
Not
by
one.
accident you didn't even realize that they were a part of the series.
Nope.
Like Captain Marvel.
Nope. No,
You didn't see
I'm
any of
sorry.
the Spider-Man movies?
Not one.
Because they kind of played a role.
Nope. I know Tobey Maguire was in them.
Not the ones that I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking like when I was like little.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are like a separate. No, so actually one of the newer Spider-Man movies. It's older, but it's newer. This one with this new guy. I forget what's this guy's name with Zendaya Coleman and all. I don't know his name. But yeah, that movie was actually filmed in Queens at
No way.
what's that school? It's like right under a train yard. We used to play them in baseball. I forget the school's name. Franklin K. Lane.
What part of Queens is that?
It's like right on the border of Brooklyn and Queens. I don't know the area. Of Queens.
I don't think. Wait, not Martin Van Buren.
No, are you saying the school name? No, the school's name is Franklin K. Lane. It's actually a really nice. No, like they read that the school is like a really new building, so they like shot the movie there. I don't. Maybe that's why it's a new building. Maybe like they poured money into it so they could shoot the movie.
Very interesting.
But the school is terrible. It's a terrible school.
Daniel says, "Holy cow, Pat actually talking Yankees baseball 40 minutes into the stream. Let's go." See, chat. This is what happens if you guys ask like actual baseball questions. We stay on track. But if you ask us like, "Yo, Pat, like, what are your ratings on Chick-fil-A?" Then I'm gonna go on like an hour and a half rant about how much I love Chick-fil-A. Like it's just how it goes. Like, so you guys kind of kept us on track tonight, John. So you guys.
It happens. It really happens.
Dang the 2019 Yankees on the field. That's all I'm saying, bro. This game's really gonna end in another tie, isn't it?
I'm sure, but I mean, listen, we were down 7-2.
Love it.
So,
Pat knows Butterdog and doesn't know Star Wars or Marvel. That's true. I don't.
I don't know Star Wars either. I'm never gonna watch a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, same. Are any players able to play for the Olympics? Baseball's gonna be in the Olympics.
I think you saw them at the World Baseball Classic, no?
I think they skipped it this year, no?
This year, yeah, but I don't know if they're bringing. I remember they said they were going to bring it back soon, maybe next year. I don't know. I'm not really interested in that anymore. I used to be like a super big World Baseball Classic fan.
I like the World Baseball Classic.
I do, but I think the new version of it is probably going to suck just because of.
Wait, what do you mean the new version?
Like if it comes back next year, there's going to be a lot of like restrictions, and a lot of people are not going to play. Not a lot of people are not going to want to
Why?
travel from country because of all the travel and all that stuff. Like a lot of the games are played in Japan. A
Oh, I
lot of them,
forgot about that.
like I just think even if it's next year, there's still going to be like a lot of countries like don't trust us right now. So
No, yeah.
there might be a little bit of like a difficult time getting from. Yeah, so yeah, even if it's next like off season, it like goes into spring training a little bit, but
Yeah.
hopefully it can still be fun to watch.
Paris says the main Avengers are Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Hawkeye, and Scarlet Witch.
How did Doctor Who fit in? Because I never watched his solo movies.
Is that the guy in the wheelchair?
No, Doctor Who's the guy who does like
Oh, I'm
the
thinking
hand stuff.
X-Men.
You are. You're
Yes.
just like you know every superhero except for the Avengers series.
There we go. No, it's because I think like X-Men, like that's just one movie, right?
No, there's a bunch. I feel like every superhero like thread series thing has like their own. Doctor Strange. That's who's Doctor Who.
Doctor Strange. Isn't that a TV show?
I don't know. There's so many things going on right now.
My
Listen,
brain
I
is
think
too stimulated.
every superhero has like they all when there's like a group, they have like their own separate movies, and then like they come together for like the main movie. So like the Avengers
like,
Endgame, like Doctor
it's
Yeah, but
basically
who's somebody tell me who Doctor Who is, because I've had Doctor Who on my mind and I can't figure out who that is.
So it's basically like, oh, you can't figure out who that is. Get it? Who? Okay.
I can't figure out Doctor Who that is.
All right, ready? So the Avengers are basically like the stream we're gonna do before the season starts with all of the Unhinged team. Right?
Say it one more time.
It's like when we do a stream before the season with the entire Unhinged team on it.
Kind of, yeah.
So why would they do that if they could just make money on all these individual movies?
Because they do both. They literally do both. If you go on Disney Plus, they have like their like all the movies that you need to watch to get to the Avengers Endgame in order. Like it's
Is this what you're talking about, Jalen?
no. I mean, maybe I didn't
Doctor
do that
Who's
on
TV show.
I didn't do that on purpose. Maybe yeah.
See.
Doctor Strange is who I was talking about. He's a part of that.
What's your top 5 favorite video games? To be honest, I don't really play video games that much. I would just name like all MLB shows. I literally don't.
You literally go on Twitch stream playing video games for 3 hours.
That's so not okay. So chat knows this. Like, okay, first of all, I do Twitch like maybe like 3 to 4 times a week. Hop on there for like an hour after the stream. Most of the time, we're not even playing anything. I'm just talking. But if I am playing something, it's MLB. That's like the only game I'll play. Or Warzone.
Okay.
Warzone.
You gotta get it.
Or GTA. Those are like my 3 games: Warzone, MLB, GTA. That's it.
GTA was great, but like I'm really tired of beating the same game for the past like 7 years.
No, I know, and like, bro, I don't think they're coming out with a new one anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm a big 2K guy. That's mine. I mean, I love the show, but until I want them to get like an NBA 2K type storyline for Road to the Show. That'd be pretty cool.
No, but also like the 2K storyline gets like so old. I forgot which game I played. It was like the one where your friend dies or something. Like Spike Lee made it or something.
It's literally like a Spike Lee movie. They're all so unrealistic and like
so corny.
There's one, I think it was 2K18, where your guy gets to the NBA by like going to a street ball tournament, and it was like the most unrealistic.
That sounds like some 2K thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I feel like the 2021 lineup at 27 bullpen would be god level, and the 2021 starting rotation. Yo, just give that 2017 bullpen to this team, and they wouldn't lose a game. I think that's fair.
Sure. I think our bullpen now is fine, though. I don't know why everyone's again freaking out about our bullpen.
Never watched Star Wars in my whole life, and no desire to. Just for the fact that 3 came right before 1, and all of the movie numbers are not in the right order. Like, damn, just put them in the right order.
Yeah.
Okay.
Star Wars.
That's Star Wars. Here's my lineup. LA Yankee King's got his lineup put together.
All right.
1 Frazier, 2 DJ LeMahieu, 3 Judge, 4 Hicks, 5 Stanton, 6 Torres, 7 Voit, 8 Sanchez, 9 Urshela. I don't mind it except for Frazier 1. I'd switch Hicks.
I'd switch Hicks and Voit.
Yeah.
And then Shore. I could see that. If
You
you
put
if
Hicks
like
7?
yes, I like Hicks at either 1, 3, 7, or 9. That's my spots for him.
Whatever floats your boat.
I don't think that I don't really love this. I just don't like Clint at 1. But if I'm saying like if you're trying to make a lineup with Clint as your leadoff guy, the only thing I'd switch here is probably I'd put Voit at 4 and Hicks at 7.
Fair enough.
Or put Hicks at 9, Gio at 7, and Voit at 4. I don't think Voigt's gonna ever hit that low.
Mookie the Goat says, when's the Unhinged diss track on Hap, Paxton, and Gardner coming? I want to hear them vocal cords. Jalen, I might need to get you on that.
I can ghostwrite it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so the title is gonna be like I gotta take a shot at them being bald. Like I just have to. I don't know what it would have to be because it's just too perfect. But I think the most it would probably be like a Gardner diss track.
Okay.
I don't think he would be able to respond though. It would just be like, and then I would just drop another one like a week later and just go full Drake and be like, "Yo, I just went back to back."
But what if he did see it somehow and responded?
Could
Like
you
in a press,
imagine?
like imagine not like a diss obviously, but like what if he like saw it on like somebody showed him on Twitter, like Tyler Wade, Clint Frazier, like those guys. They were like, "Yo, you gotta watch this," and he watched it. And
Why do I feel like Clint would be so for that?
I'm saying so like it's not out of the realm, like it's possible. And then he goes on his press conference and like somebody asks him like about his doubters, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw this kid like rapping about me."
All right, so it looks like, but could you imagine if he made a diss track in response?
I would probably have to not be a fan of the New York Yankees anymore.
Yo,
I would
if
have
Frank
to end
Gardner
it right
dropped
there.
a diss track on Unhinged, I'd probably just like salute myself, retire, be like, all right, game over. It's fine.
I've done everything that I've needed to do.
That's all I need. I made Brett Gardner drop a diss track. GTA 6 won't come out till flying cars are invented. True.
Agree.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be waiting that long. Twitch, Pat. I'll go on Twitch. Screw it. Yo, chat asked me to go on Twitch. I'll go on Twitch after this. Give me like 10 minutes. Games. Yeah, I don't play video games. Video games. Okay. Phillies won, cancel the season right now. Yep. Phillies won 13-12. So Jalen, where do the Yankees go from here?
Well, I think you have to blow
Should they
everything
even play
up.
tomorrow?
There's no more. The bullpen's terrible.
Trash.
I don't know why we spent $11 million on Corey Kluber. Trade Glaber, sign everyone next offseason, and if they don't, fire Cashman, fire Aaron Boone, which I actually kind of agree with. Trade Aaron Judge, and then trade back for him, and then convert him into a third baseman. Trade Gary for Lindor.
To be honest, like, is this wrong of me for saying? But it's like, I feel like everyone's just been like, I feel like everyone's going to be kind of light on Boone this season because of like the whole medical thing.
No, I think people are kind of forget about it.
I haven't seen like any sort of like heavy criticism like about Boone.
Well, because he hasn't. I mean, the season hasn't started. He hasn't done anything yet that's like detrimental to the team. I'll say this. I was the biggest critic of Boone.
Same.
From day one. Like as soon as I got the news, I was actually with my dad in the studio when I got the news that he was being hired, and I hated the hire. I did not like this hire.
It didn't make sense from the start.
I didn't like that they let go of Joe Girardi. I didn't like how it happened, and the fact that they hired someone who I didn't want, and I wanted Hensley Mullins out of like the finalists. But
same.
I wanted Bam Bam, man. But listen,
Boone was my third choice. I wanted Beltran over Boone.
He was my least. Like I did not think it made any sense to hire a guy who. I mean, he was a guy. I feel like if you're gonna bring him in as like an assistant coach or like maybe in the front office because he knows baseball.
Yes, he would be an awesome like behind the scenes kind of guy where he's not the sole focus of the team.
I think I want my manager to speak for my team, and I don't think he is the voice of the Yankees. Aaron Judge
Scott Service, bro.
Right,
like,
I love that. I love stuff like that.
What you sent in the chat the other day, and he's not like backing down to anybody in like in favor of his team. And then we have Boone like saying like, "Oh, those are scary comments." When Kevin Cash is like literally threatening his guys, Boone's like, "Oh, those are scary comments." Like, come on.
Yeah, no.
Like that's just not what I'm a fan of.
DJ said something more like authoritative than Aaron Boone did. He was like, "Listen,
No, I
sounds like
know.
they're gonna throw at us. We'll be ready to play," and they were not ready to play, which is a direct indication of poor coaching, poor managing.
Yeah.
I just really listen. Beltran would have been. I know that they had like the whole like cheating scandal thing. I don't really care too much about that. He wasn't like.
He would have been gone by now, though.
I don't think so.
They would have had to have fired him.
That's not true.
I think they
Why
would.
would they have? Why would they have had to? He didn't get suspended.
I think he would have.
But no, that doesn't. You don't get suspended based on if you have a job or not. They were going to suspend his eligibility to be any part of baseball.
I think that if he was on the Yankees as the manager, I think that he would have gotten a suspension. Or if they didn't suspend him, like what actually happened, the Yankees definitely would have let him go.
They can't. Maybe they would have let him go, but they can't suspend him because they didn't suspend any of the players. He wasn't a coach at the time; he was a player. So they can't do that. It's not. It wasn't. They weren't going to suspend him. Like no, like they said, like we can't. We're not going to suspend any of the players.
I get it, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's different when the player is now in a coaching position.
No, it's not because if you're not penalizing him for his role or for his job now. You're penalizing him for his role that he had on that team. So if Alex Cora decided I'm going to come out of retirement and play again, they're not going to be like, well, we have to retract your suspension because you're now a player. It's about your role on the team at the time. So they found.
I think the whole thing is just weird. Like I think that they should have just honestly. I get like you couldn't have suspended any of the players because of like
they definitely could.
No, but like they couldn't have because they made the agreement with them where like if you tell us information, we're not going to suspend you. But like I feel like that's just wrong in a sense of like, bro, like even if you commit a crime and then you snitch, which is essentially what the Astros did. Like you're most of the time, like you're still getting some sort of like punishment. The Astros
it's only
players
like
got nothing.
It's only like the if you have like, I'm not gonna get too deep into like some like nasty crimes, but like if you are involved in some pretty serious stuff and you give up like the higher ranking people involved in that like ring of negative things that are going on, then you can maybe get off of like just probation. Like that's like but you'll still have some kind of like accountability, some kind of like 6ix9ine, for example. Sure.
Yes. That's a very mainstream way of looking at it.
Yeah, I don't say that kid's name in my household. We don't speak about that kid. I will say this, there is a picture out there. I knew the kid from when we were younger. There's a picture out there somewhere on the internet. I'm not going to say where, but there's a picture out there of me and the young man out there.
The young man.
Somewhere.
The rainbow-haired fellow.
The rainbow-haired, yeah. It's out there somewhere, but listen, let's not talk about the Astros. Let's talk about cheating. I don't want to get down any more than I already am. The Yankees lost tonight. Like it's just
bro, I kind of forgot like how annoyed I am about the whole Astros thing. It's like so messed up.
I'm not going to lie to you, dude. Like, I don't say dude ever. Why did I just do that? Whatever.
I think I say dude a lot. So like
maybe you're rubbing off.
I'm rubbing off on you.
I don't. Maybe people are gonna give me heat for this, but like I'm not that mad about the cheating. Like maybe I was at the time, of course, but I'm not mad about the cheating. It's more just because the Yankees were directly affected by it. Like, if I found out like the Milwaukee Brewers were doing the exact same thing, I would not care this much.
Well, no, obviously not. But
it's just because the Yankees, or even still, like if I found out that the Washington Nationals in 2019 when they won were cheating, I wouldn't. I would be mad because like, damn, that's like not mad. I would be like, damn, that's like that kind of sucks. Like we have a tainted World Series, but like I wouldn't really care because it had nothing to do with the Yankees and like,
oh yeah,
I don't care at all.
So it's different.
Because the Astros beat us time after time after time, and we're so cocky and we're such jerks about it, even after they got caught, I think that's what really like still is just like a sour kind of feeling for me.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Not that they were banging on trash cans.
Yeah. Before we do wrap things up tonight, Mookie the Goat says, I always look forward to the streams every day. Mookie, that means so much. Thank you so much. Every night, 9 p.m. Unhinged time. Let's go. Twitch stream tonight. Alex, funny you say that, because I am. Before we do wrap things up, I'll pop the Twitch link in the chat. Twitch.tv/Unhinged New York. I'll be live on there in about 5 minutes if anybody wants to stop by. We'll probably play like a game of MLB The Show or something. I have the Royals in first place in my franchise. I'm just saying.
That just shows you how
I built that
unrealistic
team up.
video games are.
All right. Chad, I appreciate everyone for stopping by tonight. Daily uploads every day at 12 p.m. on the YouTube channel. We have one going up tomorrow about Mike Talkman. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good time. And like I said, every night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, hit that notification bell so you do know when we go live every night at Unhinged time, 9 p.m. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. However,
Pat, you know what we gotta do.
No, I know. Before we do, chat might have a heart attack, but I didn't forget we're going to meditate. 5 seconds. Close your eyes. Imagine the Yankees win the 2021 World Series. Ready? Go. So peaceful. It's so peaceful. You love to see it.
I'm ready to
You
go to
love
bed.
to see it. Yankees won the World Series in my head. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Stop by on Twitch, twitch.tv/Unhinged New York. See you guys on there in 5 minutes. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Have a good night. Peace.